Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're not just comparing specs. We're really plunging into two competing visions for the ultimate smartphone experience.
Yeah, it happens every year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Apple versus Samsung.
Exactly. And 2025 is definitely no exception. We've got a stack of your sources comparing the new iPhone 17 Pro Max and the Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Two absolute titans.
Right. So our mission is to cut through the noise, pull out the most important insights, and, help you understand which phone truly aligns with your priorities. Okay, let's unpack these two.
It's always a fascinating battle. You've got the best of Android facing off against the best of iOS. Both devices are pushing boundaries, performance, cameras, AI. It's all there.
Definitely.
But what's really interesting when you dig in is how they get there. Sometimes with, very different philosophies.
That's what we want to explore, those nuances.
Exactly. So you can really get the practical strengths, the implications of each approach for, how you actually use your phone day to day.
Okay, let's start with that first impression then. What you see, what you feel, design, build quality.
Right. Both promise they're tough, durable.
But they look and feel pretty different. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, for instance, it keeps that familiar solid build.
Yep, the aluminum frame, scratch resistant.
And that ceramic shield back. Still got the signature rounded corners, the dynamic island, still quite prominent up top.
Takes a chunk out of the screen, yeah. And the cameras.
Housed in that distinct horizontal aluminum window on the back. 3 lenses there.
Okay, and the S25 Ultra. Samsung's taken a darkly different path.
Feels like it.
It's got that Gorilla Armor 2 back. Corning claims it's the strongest glass out there.
Stronger than ceramic shield? Or
Yeah.
just different strong?
Different strong, probably. Protected by a titanium frame, too.
Yeah.
But the big thing is that screen completely flat.
Yeah. Minimal bezels, just a little punch hole camera in the center. Very immersive.
Totally. Pushing for maximum screen real estate. Corners are rounded, but much sharper than the iPhones. Gives it a more modern edge, I think.
And the back.
Flat matte finish. Lenses 4 of them, plus the sensor, they're just directly on the surface. No combined camera bump or window.
So Apple's refining the familiar, that integrated feel. Samsung's pushing for minimalist screen immersion.
Seems like it. But interestingly, despite all that, they both have IP68 water and dust resistance.
Right, which is pretty much table stakes now.
For flagships, yeah. Solid protection against accidents. And physically, they're roughly the same size, length, and width-wise.
But the sources do keep mentioning that S25 Ultra is thinner and lighter.
It is. And that lightness, you feel it.
So, okay, design is subjective, but if you want that really expansive, almost all-screen look and maybe a lighter phone, the S25 Ultra might have the edge there.
Could do. That lighter feel isn't just looks. It affects how comfy it is to hold all day.
Good point.
But really, beyond the feel, it's the screen itself where the experience really happens.
Right. And here they're actually quite similar in some ways, both using advanced OLED panels.
Yep, around 6.9 inches. Both have those dynamic refresh rates too, down to 1 Hz for saving battery, up to 120 Hz for super smooth scrolling.
And those super thin bezels on both, maximizing the view.
Definitely, but here's where they diverge again. Resolution versus brightness.
Ah, the classic trade-off. So the Galaxy S25 Ultra.
It goes for resolution, QHD+, that's Quad HD+, super high pixel density,
Very sharp.
and a max brightness of 2600 nits, protected by that second-gen Gorilla Glass armor.
Nits being the brightness measure. So the sources say that higher resolution really helps with sharp details, HDR content.
Big time. And that new glass layer apparently cuts down glare, too, which is nice outdoors.
Okay, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Different strategy.
Slightly. It uses a 1.5K resolution, still very sharp, don't get me wrong, but not quite QHD plus HB.
But it compensates with brightness.
Exactly. It boasts a higher peak brightness, 3000 nits, protected by Apple's second-gen ceramic shield.
So that extra brightness, that's mainly for HDR, Dolby Vision.
Yeah, makes those highlights really pop. Gets it closer to what you see on a modern TV. And Apple's also worked on reducing reflections.
So which one wins here? Does the extra brightness matter more or the extra pixels?
Well, from our analysis, the thinking is the S25 Ultra's higher resolution probably gives it a slight edge for overall screen quality.
Why is that?
Because, honestly, the human eye struggles to really perceive brightness differences much beyond 1,000 nits anyway. It hits diminishing returns.
Okay.
Whereas the extra sharpness from more pixels, that can be more consistently noticeable in text and fine details.
Gotcha. So a slight edge to Samsung on the display front, maybe.
Arguably, yeah, depending on what you prioritize.
Okay, moving from what we see to what drives it all. Let's talk power. Under the hood.
The engines.
Yeah. What are these things running and how do they handle like intense gaming or editing?
Okay, so the Galaxy S25 Ultra packs Qualcomm's latest top chip, the Snapdragon 8 Elite.
Elite. Sounds fancy.
It is. Customized 8-core chip built on that cutting-edge 3-nanometer process.
3 nanometers. Super tiny, super efficient transistors.
Right. Max frequency around 4.47 gigahertz. Paired with an Adreno 830 GPU for graphics. It's a beast.
And the iPhone.
The iPhone 17 Pro Max has Apple's newest silicon, the A19 Pro chip.
Also 3 nanometer.
Also 3-nanometer. This one's a 6-core processor. Preliminary tests show it hitting about 4.26 gigahertz max.
And Apple's claiming, what, 40% faster than the last one?
Something like that. But honestly, the sources really emphasize both phones are so fast now.
Yeah, is raw speed even the issue anymore for most people?
Rarely. The practical takeaway is you're going to get incredibly smooth performance on either device. Gaming, video editing, multitasking, they'll both fly. Absolute powerhouses.
Okay, what about RAM and storage?
Both come standard with 12 gigs of RAM. Plenty. For storage, the S25 Ultra gives you options. 256 GB, 512 GB, or a terabyte.
And the iPhone?
Same options. 256, 512, 1 TB. But they add a massive 2 TB option on the top end.
2 terabytes. Who needs that?
Pro photographers, videographers shooting in ProRes or high-res formats maybe.
Yeah.
People who generate enormous files.
Fair enough. And keeping all this power cool. We heard rumors about better cooling.
Confirmed. That's a welcome upgrade. Both phones now have vapor cooling chambers.
Ah, okay, so less throttling during long gaming sessions, less getting hot in your hand.
Exactly. Designed to keep temps moderate even when you're pushing them hard.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for power users.
Definitely. Okay, OS and updates, always important.
Yep. Galaxy S25 Ultra ships with One UI 7, which is based on Android 15.
And Samsung's promising updates for?
Up to One UI 8, based on Android 16, and an impressive 7 years of system updates total.
7 years, wow.
It's a huge commitment. Really great for longevity.
And the iPhone?
Comes with iOS 26, naturally. Apple doesn't usually specify the exact number of years up front.
But their track record is good.
Exactly. You can realistically expect at least 6 years, probably more. So, long-term support is strong on both sides. A real win for consumers.
Absolutely. Okay, so performance is top tier on both. Updates are great. Now, AI. This feels like a major battleground this year.
Oh, definitely. And this is where they really start to show those different philosophies we talked about.
Right. Samsung's leaning heavily on Google Gemini, integrating it into third-party apps. That sounds really versatile.
It does.
While Apple's stuff, like querying anything on screen, seems super integrated within iOS itself. So, from your perspective, reading the sources, does one approach feel more, I don't know, future-proof or game-changing? Or are they just aiming at different kinds of users?
That's a really good question because it does get to the core of it. Apple, with its new Apple Intelligence features, they've got things like live translation.
Oh, yeah, for real-time conversation.
Exactly. Super practical if you travel or communicate across languages. And that ability to ask the AI about literally anything on your screen.
Context aware.
Totally.
Yeah.
It seems designed for seamless information gathering within the Apple ecosystem. Plus, iOS 26 has that new glass design, customizable widgets, lock screen activities, pushing for more glanceable info.
So Apple's AI feels deeply embedded, integrated into communication and info access.
I think that's a good way to put it. Very intuitive within their world.
And Samsung's Galaxy AI. Also practical, but maybe broader.
Yeah, practical, but maybe leveraging Google's wider reach. That enhanced circle to search, for example, identifying numbers, emails, links just by circling them.
That sounds incredibly useful, a real time saver.
Huge for productivity. And then being able to just press the side button to launch Google Gemini.
Right, getting help across Google apps, even third-party ones like Spotify.
Exactly. It suggests a more, maybe expansive, assistance-focused experience, leveraging Google's massive AI knowledge base across the whole Android ecosystem.
So it really is two different visions. Apple, optimizing on-device communication, context. Samsung, integrated search, broad productivity, leveraging Google's cloud AI.
Precisely. How AI should fit into your mobile life, they just have different answers.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, let's move to what, for many people, is the most important feature, the cameras.
Ah, yes, the make or break.
Always. And both are packing serious flagship-level gear here. Let's start with the main cameras. Galaxy S25 Ultra.
It's got that headline-grabbing 200-megapixel ISOCELL HP2 sensor.
200, with an f1.7 aperture, so it lets in a good amount of light.
Yep. And it uses pixel binning, combining pixels to capture more light and detail, especially when it's dim.
But you can shoot in full 200MP mode, too.
You can, for maximum resolution if you need it.
Okay. And the iPhone 17 Pro Max?
It uses a 48-megapixel main sensor, aperture's f1.78, so very similar light gathering.
Also uses pixel binning.
Also uses pixel binning.
Yeah.
And you can shoot in full 48MP ProRAW if you want.
So that massive megapixel difference, 200 versus 48, how does that play out in practice? Is 200 really necessary?
It's less about needing 200MP all the time and more about flexibility. That huge resolution gives you incredible leeway for cropping and reframing later without losing detail.
Digital headroom.
Exactly. More room to play in post-production. The iPhone's 48MP, while lower, is often tuned with Apple's processing to deliver really consistent, high-quality shots straight out of the camera. Maybe prioritizes ease of use for great results over maximum editing flexibility.
Makes sense. Different priorities again. What about zoom? Telephoto lenses.
Okay, S25 Ultra really goes long here. It has 2 telephoto lenses.
2?
Yep. A 10-megapixel one for 3x optical zoom that can go up to 30x digital.
All right.
And then a powerful 50-megapixel sensor for 5x optical zoom. And that one pushes all the way to 100x digital zoom.
100 times. Space zoom, they call it, right?
They do. Plus, it offers 10x optical quality zoom using AI processing to enhance the detail.
Wow. Okay, how does the iPhone compete with that?
The iPhone 17 Pro Max introduces a new telephoto lens this year. It's a 48-megapixel sensor with an f2.8 aperture capable of 4x optical zoom.
4x optical, so less native reach than the S25 Ultra's 5x.
On paper, yes. But Apple has this clever fusion lens feature.
Fusion lens, what's that?
It basically combines image data, allowing it to double the zoom, effectively giving you 10x optical quality zoom, similar to the S25 Ultra.
Clever software compensation.
Seems like it. And it goes up to 40x digital zoom total. Plus, a nice touch, it has a dedicated physical camera button now.
Oh, like a shutter button.
Kind of, for easier zoom control with gestures, quick captures. Nice for photographers who like that tactile feel.
Okay, interesting approaches to zoom. What about the ultra-wide cameras?
S25 Ultra has a 50-megapixel f1.9 ultra-wide. Sources say it's got noticeable improvements, sharper details, better resolution, less noise and low light.
And the iPhone?
A 48-megapixel f2.2 ultra-wide. Apple's focusing here on making it brighter, especially in dim conditions.
Got it. And autofocus, depth sensing. Any differences there?
Yeah, key difference. The S25 Ultra uses a laser sensor for autofocus.
Yeah.
Helps it lock on faster, especially when it's dark.
Laser AF. Okay.
The iPhone 17 Pro Max uses its 3D LiDAR sensor, time of flight.
Right, LiDAR. That's for depth mapping.
Exactly. It measures distances precisely using laser pulses. Great for really accurate background blur in portrait mode, professional-looking shots, and also key for augmented reality apps.
So laser for focus speed, LiDAR for depth, and AR. Again, different focuses. Video capability.
S25 Ultra pushes resolution, 8K video recording at 30 frames per second. Yep. The iPhone focuses more on high frame rates at 4K. It can capture 4K video at up to 120 frames per second.
4K 120, fantastic for super smooth slow motion.
Really smooth.
Sorry.
And finally, front camera selfies.
Important.
iPhone 17 Pro Max gets an upgrade here. 18-megapixel f1.9 lens with a large square sensor. Gives you more flexibility for wider group shots, adjustable field of view.
Sounds versatile. S25 Ultra.
Sticking with a 12-megapixel f2.2 lens, it delivers good results, solid performance, but the sources generally note it's maybe less advanced than the iPhone's front camera this year in terms of sheer flexibility.
Okay, so camera-wise, a lot going on.
Definitely. The real test is always real-world shooting, side-by-side comparisons.
Of course.
But it's clear they each offer a distinct toolkit. You want extreme zoom and cropping power. S25 Ultra might be it. You want consistent quality, great portraits, smooth video. iPhone could be your pick. It's about matching the tool to your creative style.
Makes sense. Okay, let's move beyond the big two, performance and camera, to the essentials and extras, daily experience stuff.
Right. The practicalities. Audio first.
Sure. Both support stereo sound, right?
Yeah.
Using the main speaker and the earpiece.
Yep. And based on previous models, you can probably expect a pretty good listening experience from both. Solid audio.
But no headphone jack on either.
Nope. Long gone. Need a USB-C adapter or Bluetooth headphones. Pretty standard now.
Connectivity. Both 5G, obviously.
Of course. But SIM cards are interesting this year. The Galaxy S25 Ultra still lets you use 2 physical SIM cards.
Dual physical SIM, still useful for many.
And it also supports eSIM, the embedded digital SIM. So great flexibility there.
Okay. And the iPhone, this is where it gets controversial in some places.
Yeah. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, especially in regions like the Middle East, it's arriving without a physical SIM card slot at all.
eSIM only.
eSIM only. Requires users to switch completely, which, depending on carrier support and user comfort.
Could be a major hurdle, right? Even if Apple's introducing that new N1 chip to boost wireless performance, Bluetooth, AirDrop, Wi-Fi, cellular.
Right. Better reliability, faster speeds from the N1 chip. But the practical inconvenience of eSIM only could still be a deal breaker for some users.
Especially if your region or carrier isn't fully on board with eSIM yet, it forces the issue.
Absolutely. A definite point of friction to consider depending on where you are.
Okay, switching gears. Security, interaction, how do you unlock these things?
iPhone 17 Pro Max sticks with its 3D Face ID sensor. Highly secure facial recognition.
Still the gold standard for face unlock, arguably.
It is. Plus, it keeps that customizable action button on the side for shortcuts.
Like camera, voice memos.
Yep. And adds that new dedicated photo capture button on the other side for zooming and shooting. More tactile controls.
And the S25 Ultra. Fingerprint sensor?
Fast ultrasonic fingerprint sensor under the screen. Very convenient.
And the S Pen. Can't forget that.
Absolutely not. That's a huge differentiator. Taking notes, drawing, precise control, quick app access. Massive for productivity folks and artists.
Nothing else like it on a mainstream phone.
Nope. Plus, the S25 Ultra has DeX mode. Plug it into a monitor, keyboard, mouse. Get a desktop-like experience.
So again, those philosophies. Apple focusing on streamlined interaction, specialized hardware buttons. Samsung emphasizing versatility, the S Pen, PC-like productivity with DeX.
Exactly. The S Pen alone offers interaction possibilities the iPhone just doesn't have.
Okay, battery life and charging, always crucial. Apple's being cagey about the exact size.
Typical Apple. They don't reveal the milliamp hour number, but they claim it's the largest battery ever in an iPhone Pro Max.
And the claim is up to 39 hours of video playback.
That's the claim, which, sounds impressive on paper.
But like you said, real-world use is what matters. Can I actually leave the charger at home for a full day?
With that claim and Apple's typical efficiency, probably yes, for most typical busy days. It should be very strong.
Okay, and charging speeds for the iPhone.
Supports 35W fast wired charging. Not the absolute fastest, but decent. 25W MagSafe wireless, 15W standard Q2 wireless, and 4.5W reverse wireless for charging AirPods or an Apple Watch.
And charger. Still sold separately.
Still sold separately.
Of course. Okay, Galaxy S25 Ultra battery.
That one we know. A solid 5,000 milliamp battery, good capacity.
And charging.
Supports faster 45W wired charging. Also 15W wireless and 4.5W reverse wireless.
Charger also sold separately.
Also sold separately.
So battery life looks strong on both. S25 Ultra has slightly faster wired charging. iPhone has faster MagSafe wireless. Both should get you through a day.
Yeah, for most people, battery anxiety should be less of a concern with either of these. They're pushing endurance. Maybe a slight edge to Samsung on wired speed, slight edge to Apple on proprietary wireless speed.
Got it. Okay, the bottom line for many. Availability and price.
Yeah.
How do these two stack up financially?
Let's break it down. iPhone 17 Pro Max starts at $1,390.
For the base model, 256 GB storage, 12 GB RAM.
Exactly. Then the 512 GB model is $1,620. The 1 TB version hits $1,850.
And that monster 2 TB option.
That one goes up to $2,350.
Steep.
Wow.
Black, gray, and orange this year for the Pro Max.
Okay. Now, the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Starting price. Here's the interesting part. It also starts at $1,390.
Identical starting price for 256 GB, 12 GB RAM.
Identical, but then the pricing diverges a bit. The 512 TB S25 Ultra is $1,524.
So cheaper than the iPhone's 512 GB.
About $100 cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
And the 1 TB S25 Ultra is $1,800.
Also cheaper than the iPhone's 1 TB, $50 cheaper there.
So Samsung's offering slightly more competitive pricing on those higher storage tiers.
Now 2 TB option from Samsung?
No 2 TB option listed. That seems to be an iPhone exclusive, catering to that extreme storage need.
And colors for the S25 Ultra.
Samsung usually offers a wider range. Sources list white, blue, gold, black, gray, green, and a ceramic gray. More choice there.
Okay, so basically identical starting price, but Samsung gets a bit cheaper as you go up in storage until the iPhone's exclusive 2 TB. And more color options from Samsung.
That's the gist of it, yeah.
All right, so there we have it, our deep dive into this huge matchup. iPhone 17 Pro Max versus Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Quite the battle.
We've covered the designs, the displays, the sheer power, the different takes on AI, the really complex camera system.
All the key areas.
And it's clear the choice isn't simple, is it? It really boils down to what you, the listener, value most in a top-tier phone.
Absolutely. Are you more drawn to Apple's refined, seamless ecosystem, that consistent experience, or do you prefer Samsung's approach, more versatility, more innovation maybe, focus on productivity customization with things like the S Pen and Dex?
Yeah.
As we saw, there isn't really a single winner across the board. It's about which powerhouse philosophy fits your digital life better.
Is it the raw performance, the camera-specific strengths, the software world you live in, or just those design touches?
Hopefully this deep dive has given you a much clearer picture, highlighted the key differences, and give you some really interesting points to think about as you maybe consider your next phone.